It's another lovely Saturday. Actually, we haven't had too many of those lately. It ain't been doing nothing but rain. Nothing but rain. Alright, let me try that again. It's another lovely Saturday, which we haven't had too many of lately. It's been doing nothing but rain. We'll see how. It's a little chilly. 42 in here. But I'm not going to warm it up right now because I got to go. We're going to do one of them Richard Petty driving experiences is what we're going to do. I think Mrs. Heavy Chevy's going to do it too, but I don't know if we'll do any filming. I don't know what the environment will be. But, you know, I'm going to get on this car. I bought a bunch of parts. I got injectors. They came in. I got one of them cheap fuel pressure testers. I got new plugs. I got a gasket kit. I got adjustable fuel pressure regulator dude danger. I got a new cap and rotor made in the USA. Believe that? So as soon as we get done driving race cars, I'm gonna come back here and work on this if I have time, which I may not, but that's okay. It'll keep. It was frigid last night. We got a frost, but that's mostly gone now. So let's see, we're 42 in here. I think I'm just gonna open the door and let it warm up. But you can't guess which way my garage doors face. The goal today will be to take all that apart and hopefully get some new parts on it. I don't know if I'll finish, but I'm gonna give her a shot. First order of business is to drain out the antifreeze. It's probably never been changed since I bought the car, so maybe it's a good time to go ahead and do that. Looks nice and clean. And I didn't make that big of a mess. I did have to get the little valve all the way out the radiator though. Anyways, we're not going to watch this all day. Look at that. Just pulled the throttle body off. What do you want to bet there's a little vacuum leak right there, huh? And I broke a vacuum hose due to ignorance. See there, I'm getting it apart. Look at that. That's rat poop is what that is. It was in a warehouse sitting. And evidently some rats were in here, which is nasty. Nasty. But it ain't the first time I've been around it. We'll just have to clean it up. Well, I got the top of it apart. Got it nasty under there. We got some cleaning to do. I had to break the rotor off the distributor. That's kind of odd. I never had that much trouble. I guess sitting in that warehouse wasn't good for it. But anyways, better than sitting outside, I guess. It's lunchtime, so I'm gonna go do what I need to do, and then I'll come back, take the rest of it apart. We should be able to look at the injectors here shortly. You know, I'm not one to complain. Well, at least all the time. I don't complain all the time. But see that bolt right there? That's a real booger to get out, since it has two fuel lines right in front of it. It surely is. As far as that goes, ain't none of them been a real piece of cake. Might have been easier to put an LS motor in it. Like I said, I ain't one to complain, but look what you got to do here to get this bolt out. You got to flip the wrench, flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it, flip it, and it's taking forever. So what I'm going to do when I'm done is I'm going to cut a little slot on there so the bolt can be mostly in. And then slip it in and then tighten it. Evidently, when they put it together at the factory, these lines were not in there. Alright, I managed to get the fuel rail off and the injectors out. You know, it's nothing too awful, but it's obviously got varnish in the injectors, which is probably why it wasn't firing. Now, I loaned this car to my cousin one time for a while, and he put one injector in it. He was broke at the time. But that's the one. It looks a little bit different than the others. Anyways, so the car is at 89. This is 2021. Probably needs new injectors. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm also gonna see about this fuel pressure regulator. I got the adjustable one, the cap that goes on it, but I don't know. I need to take it apart and see what I see. See there, it's got them little tamper-proof Torx bits. I got some, don't worry. Alright, I took apart the fuel pressure regulator. You know, I think this kit is like $80 or something, but you know, it sure would be bad news if I was to put this all together and figure out that wasn't good. I think I'm going to have to buy a new one. But that won't stop me from putting a good bit of it together today. I can put the injectors in and put the fuel rail back on and all. Also, the EGR valve's up under the intake manifold here, so it seems to be good. Which is good, right?
Right.
I need a new Mighty Vac. Cause the little trigger thing don't work no more. Yeah, I think it's working. Oh, that's good news. Since Mrs. Heavy Chevy came out and joined me, and she's so lovely, yet I'm going to see if she'll make herself useful and get a little cleaner and clean my valve covers off. You know, they're kind of dirty.
There's a lot dirty about this car.
Hey, you were around in the good old days with this car.
I know, and I'm looking at it, and I just feel so sorry for it.
You were there when I bought this car, weren't you?
Yep. Hey, you can't remember?
I can't remember. That was right along about the time I ran into you, so.
No, it was after.
Did I already have this car?
No. You bought this after you graduated. And we met after you graduated, but then shortly after.
We don't need too many details here. Just skim over everything. Just skim over the top. Did I have the car?
No, you got the car after we were together. You had the blue Firebird when we met.
And a mullet.
And a mullet, and I got rid of that too.
You know, I love work. I could watch it all day.
I knew that was coming. I could kick your butt.
Look at her. Doesn't she do a nice job? Yeah. Mrs. Bot right here.
I'm going to kick your butt.
You ain't gonna do it. But if you feel froggy, leap.
I sure enough try.
Well, while she's been out doing gosh knows what. Probably talking to the neighbor and who knows what all. I had to clean that and that and something else.
Let's just say how
The
nice I got the valve closed.
I had to do that myself. And it's not nearly as good a job as you did on the valve covers.
That's right.
See how I saved myself there?
That's right.
Alright. By the way, she drove a race car yesterday.
Yes, sir.
If we got enough video, we'll put it. We'll let you see how she did. I drove a race car too, but the first time I did it, the video didn't record. So they let me go again, and it didn't record that time either. So there's no video of me going a lot faster than her on the track. You just have to take my word for it.
Less than 10 miles an hour faster. I got the certificates.
I think it was 10 miles an hour faster.
A little less than
Maybe
10 miles
300ths of a less than. Anyway, she did fine for a girl.
And it was a learning curve. You got to go twice, so it took your top speed out of 2. I went once.
That's true. All this is true. But you can't lie what the certificate says.
That's right. But the details are the details.
It's always worried about the details. Now, speaking of details, I lost track of where I was going here. Oh yeah, I have never in my life fought so hard to get gaskets off surfaces than I have on this engine. I had scraped, and I don't like to use them little Ziz wheels because they'll remove material, but I had to do it.
Well, is it?
I got it all good.
Been on there since 1989.
No. My cousin used it. Remember I loaned him this car about 10 years ago and he used it and drove it a while?
Oh, yeah, that's
He
right.
put a number 3 injector in it.
Oh.
So he had all this stuff apart. And I asked him about it and he said he put them on dry, the gaskets on dry, but must be with dry super glue.
I wonder.
Something. Good grief. Anyways, I finally got it to where I can start putting it together and I'm running out of gumption. But I'm going to at least get the injectors in, I think. And I need to buy a fuel pressure regulator rebuild kit. And I'm probably going to go ahead and put a new thermostat and gasket in it. Well, it's right there apart, and I need to order some new O-rings for the fuel lines there, because I don't want to do this twice. I think I'm going to go ahead and get some new spark plug wires too. I'm going to put new plugs in it. And I expect it'll fire up and run good.
This old girl needs a good paint.
Oh, I know where I was going to talk about. Some people have been saying, oh, this is a 5-liter. There's no way. Well, it ain't a 5-liter. It's a 5.7. And I just crawled up here on my belly. Look down there. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, but it says 5.7 liter right down there. So it's a 89 Transam T-tops, not a GTA, and the 8th digit 2468 is 8. So, and it does have the 9-bolt rear end with a 4-wheel disc. So, I don't know. That's what it is. And it was in a minor wreck in the shop, they say. It's been a while since I studied up on this thing, but as I recall, the 5.7 liter 89, I'm sure it's got roller lifters in it. It's got kind of a mild cam. It runs out of steam about 4,400 RPM as I recall, but it's a lot of fun to drive nevertheless. So the plan for now, at least, get her back running. I'm gonna have to get some new tires, even though those got lots of tread. They're scary, cracked, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. Won't take long to paint it. I might even not use Rust-Oleum this time. Here's an interesting thing. Let me get it down here where it'll focus. These came from South Bay Injectors, and I think they're Bosch injectors, which the original ones are not. And they says they got an adapter on them to use here, but look at that, it's a Ford part number. F6VEA5A, and it says Ford. Oh my goodness. I'm putting Ford parts in it. It says in the box that it does not have the clip to retain it into the fuel rail. You put the injectors in first. The plug's the same. So they're the same length. And I read on the interwebs with other folks had good luck with them, so I'm doing it. Well, I don't know what I've done with the 8th injector. It's around here somewhere, but I own 7 of them, and they all came up 15.6 to 15.8. So, but they do look a little spongy inside, so I think that's why they wouldn't do right. The old ones say RP. Alright, I got the injectors in it. But, you know, I was going to put... My plan is to put the the runners in on this side only before I put the fuel rail in, because these bolts are a booger with that harness. But I was just going to put it together, but you know, I'm sure they still do this at dealerships, but you know, when you buy a car from a used car place, always the engines look shiny. It's because they spray a clear coat on it. Well, after some time passes, you know, say 25 years, that clear coat turns yellow and looks awful. So I was going to bolt them on, but wouldn't it be nice if I sprayed a little aluminum color paint on there? You know, make it look pretty. Seems like I ought to do that. It seems like the old girl deserves it, don't it? And I need to order this hose, which comes back to the intake. Some O-rings for the fuel line. The EGR checks out good. I got new cap rotor. I'm going to go ahead and put new wires on it. And plugs. And what else? I think that's it. And I gotta get some more antifreeze. But that ought to be good. But anyways, I'm running out of energy today, so I'm gonna go ahead and ring the bell. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, tell all your friends if you want to see more of this craziness I do. And you know, I'll keep doing it if I can.